Check out the perks I've got over on Patreon, and a big thank you to the patrons who allow this video to happen, including the big patron of the month, the Nerd Therapist. Hey Pokemon Masters, Berkeeper Toby here, and I'm going to be doing a channel relaunch. Any of you who have been long-term fan of the channels will know this is a period of time, typically at the beginning of the year, where I take a week off and then I come back with a whole bunch of new content and everything's changed about the channel. However, I won't be taking any time off. And as for when this relaunch is happening, it's right now. It's already happened. We are now at a point where we are at 200,000 subscribers. I was trying a lot of experimental content last month. This month, we're back to it with all new series, all new stuff, including this series, Lorelei. The set has changed quite dramatically. I'm now standing up again in my videos, which I much prefer. I don't know why I used to sit down. I guess I was just lazy. There is a consistent audience. Thank you to the 10,000 of you minimum who've been watching my videos all through last month. It's wow, means the world that many of you are actually watching. We have a new banner and icon, again, courtesy of Snacky Boy. Look at the gorgeous banner, it's me in the Galar region. Of course, IRL, that's a very homely area to me, that's London. Big shout out, mega props, to the prop maker, Friggin' Boom Toys, who made me this hand-carved Team Snooze axe, and yes, there is more Team Snooze stuff to come. There's new posters, there's a change in the way I'm doing merch, I'll cover that in an upcoming video, but Friggin' Boom Toys made me this axe, the Snorlax. Really quite hefty. I feel like I've got my own Stormbreaker. Bring me Thanos! Or alternatively, a shiny Whalmer. Thank you so much to Friggin' Boom for making that. I'm going to leave a link to where you can see him actually making it. It's really, really cool. So new banner, new icon, new series, new axe, new 4K video, change set, change lighting. This is it. This is the relaunch. I finally, for the first time in 2019, feel very, very ready, very, very awake, and ready to make some really, really fun videos. To explore the Galar region, as we find out more about it, to tell you my thoughts on Detective Pikachu in the future, and to keep on saying thank you to the many of you who keep on watching, who are following me on Twitter and Instagram, who are following me here and making my life doing this possible, and of course those of you supporting me on Patreon. With that being said, let's jump in to Lore or Lie. I've been reading a lot of your comments on the last episode of Lorelei. I will link to that below. And Lorelei herself, very scary woman. She's been fun that I didn't manage to trick a lot of you. Some of you were very, very clever. Please, she is just a terrifying woman with an icy stare. Anyway, as a result, it is my job to trick you. I'm going to give you 5, no, actually 6. I'm changing it. Because it's early days, I can change the formula if I want. I want to go with 6. Bits of Pokemon trivia. I'm going to tell you 6 stories about the lore, the world of Pokemon. Trivia about how it was created, and you've simply got to work out whether it's a real bit of Pokemon lore or whether it's a lie, and I've made it up. And today's video theme is Water Starter Pokemon. Because I'm not going to follow the type conventions of just what I did before with the gym series, I want to go with any number of possible themes, and today's is Water Starter Pokemon. So I've had you waiting for long enough, let's get into it. 6 bits of Pokemon trivia. So, water Pokemon starters, Mudkip and Oshawott, Squirtle and Totodile. My favourite thing in the anime was always watching Ash Ketchum round up these Pokemon and show them off in his team as he would typically do. In Kanto he had Charizard, Bulbasaur and Squirtle. In Johto he had all of the starters as well. In Hoenn he didn't get all the starters, May got Torchic. But did you know that actually almost happened in Johto as well, as Misty wanted to catch his Totodile. Or did she? Am I just making it up? I'll let you know at the end of the episode. Number 2 though, let's talk about Squirtle, the starting of starting water Pokemon. In Pallet Town, you're given the 3 starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander and Squirtle, but when Ash arrives, he takes Pikachu. He's too late, and Gary's there, and Gary's all like, nah, I got the best Pokemon. And we don't actually find out which Pokemon he got until the Johto League. In the Johto League, Gary sends out Blastoise, and we finally get a flashback scene of him with his Squirtle training. Okay, one more tidbit about Squirtle, and then I will move on to another water starter Pokemon. One of the common things with Generation 1 is they wanted the starter Pokemon to be really connectable, relatable. I remember as a kid being not quite sure what Bulbasaur was actually based off of. Was it based off of a turtle like Squirtle because it had the thing on its back like a shell? I don't know, it was all a confusing mess. And actually, even now, it's not much better. Is it a dinosaur? Is it an amphibian? Is it a reptile? What does it all mean? Charmander as well. Is it a lizard or is it a salamander? A Charmander? And Squirtle was no exception. With its big rounded tail, it's clear that Squirtle takes inspiration from both turtles and squirrels. Squirrel turtle, Squirtle. Does that sound right to you? Number 4, let's talk a little bit about the manga. Because Ash Ketchum and Red, they tend to start with Pikachu. Red, in fact, in the game has access to all 3 of the starters fully evolved as well as Pikachu. And in the manga, he also has that starting Pokemon Bulbasaur. He also has Pikachu. But did you know that Red's starter in the anime was actually a water type? Nah, that can't be right, can it? Number 5, let's talk about the latest entry, Sobble, because Sobble caused a lot of confusion when it was released. Or rather, announced. It hasn't been released yet, obviously. It caused a whole heap of confusion because after the game trailers for Sword and Shield came out, the game's director Shigeru Omori said that Grookey was based off of a monkey, that Scorbunny was based off of, well, a bunny, and that Sobble was based off of a newt, specifically a crested newt. He said that in an interview, so it confused a lot of people that it was a newt, but then they also thought that maybe it was based off of a chameleon. It's later clarified that it was a chameleon. Okay, and number 6, the starting Pokemon super moves. The ultimate moves, as they're known, Frenzy Plant, Blast Burn, and of course, Hydro Cannon. These powerful water-type ultimate moves that are only learnable by the water starters were finally released in Generation 3, Ruby and Sapphire. Right, take that. Take your other 5 answers, let's go back through and let me know in the comments what you think and we'll see how well you did. So, story 1, the idea that Misty tried to catch Totodile before it was Ash Ketchum's. Did you believe that? Well good, you were right. Misty saw a water-type Pokemon and, as usual, wanted to catch it. I'm actually surprised she didn't do the same for Squirtle. Although in the episode Here Comes the Squirtle Squad, she did actually hook Squirtle very, very briefly. Number 2, we finally find out that Gary's starter was Squirtle and we see a flashback scene with it. That is actually untrue. Yes, we find out that Gary's starter was in fact Squirtle, but the flashback scene happened all the way back in episode 4 of the anime. It was a sequence where we learnt that the 3 trainers of Pallet Town wielding Charmander, Bulbasaur and Squirtle had passed past this samurai who was using Metapod. At the time, we had no idea that that scene and that Squirtle belonged to Gary. Now, number 3, Squirrel Turtle equals Squirtle. Do you believe that? Because if so, I'm sorry, you're wrong, and that it's false. Squirtle has never been confirmed anywhere to be based off of a squirrel, and I think the big round tail is a complete coincidence personally. Squirtle simply means squirt turtle. Number 4, Red starting with a water-type Pokemon. Did it happen? Well, the first Pokemon he caught in the wild was Bulbasaur, and after that he caught his Pikachu. But before that, as a kid, he owned a Poliwag. So technically, yes, he started with a water-type Pokemon, it's true. Number 5, the interview with Sobble that confused people as to whether it was a chameleon or a newt. Maybe you heard that story, but you did not hear it from the game's director. Actually, if you did hear that it was based off of a newt, you heard it from me. It was a mistake that I made, but the game's director never said that. It's always been a chameleon. So sorry, that was a lie. And finally, the ultimate moves, Hydro Cannon. Is it a bit of lore or lie that it appeared in Generation 3's Ruby and Sapphire? It is a lie. Unfortunately, it did appear in Generation 3, but it started in Fire Red and Leaf Green. And there you have it, 6 more bits of lore or lie. Hopefully, Lorelei is happy with me that I've managed to trick a few of you. I'm still taking notes onto how to develop this series. I know that having a very defined sentence as to what the lore or lie would be is something that you all wanted and requested, so please keep those requests coming in the comments. I'm going to try and make this series as tailored to you as possible. Hopefully I managed to trick some of you, and let me know how well you did. Thank you so much to Snacky Boy, who's helped me out with the banner and the icon, and again, go check out the video over on Friggin' Boom, who shows you how to make a friggin' Snorlax. It's an axe with Snorlax on it. Beautiful pun. You can be sure this will be showing up in Team Sneeze lore. So hi, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon